Support for this podcast comes from the St. Alphonsus Neuroscience Institute, offering technology to provide treatment for neurological, neurosurgical, and neurointerventional conditions. This includes a dedicated neurotrauma ICU for critical care of the brain or spine and a 24/7 stroke team. More at stalphonsus.org.
Start the new year with a commitment to independent journalism. When you become a supporter of Boise State Public Radio, you ensure deeper reporting, stronger investigations, and the trusted coverage you rely on every day.
I became a sustaining member today when I realized I start every day with Boise State Public Radio.
Your gift keeps fact-based news available to everyone in our region. Begin the new year by becoming a donor at boisestatepublicradio.org.
From Boise State Public Radio, this is The Connector. It's Idaho's daily news. Good morning. I'm George Prentice. Today, we consider the growing popularity of subscription healthcare, and we'll tell you about an effort to stop LLCs from buying tons of lottery tickets all at once. It is Thursday, the 22nd of January. Here we go with some really interesting stories. Boise Police have wrapped up their investigation to determine whether there was any suspicious activity in the wake of the New Year's Eve fireworks incident in Boise. You may remember that evening when, during the fireworks display, glass shattered, severely scarring a 5-year-old child. During the pyrotechnics, 3 windows at the AT&T building in downtown Boise were shattered. Windows in the rotunda of the Capitol were also damaged. The young girl was hit with glass. She was rushed to the hospital, underwent hours of surgery, including skin grafts, and she is recovering at home. Boise Police looked at video footage. They say they talked to the Weather Service. They interviewed several people to see how blast pressure waves may have interacted with surrounding structures. But Boise Police concluded, quote, "Based on the information currently available, it is not possible to determine the exact combination of events that led nearby windows to shatter. At this time, there are no indications of criminal activity." We asked for and received documents, a good many of them, from the application from the potato drop organizers and the operator of the fireworks show, and there was a lot to dive into, including the insurance policy, the promised safety protocols, and identification of some of the devices that were used in that fireworks show. And we share that with you in a report that you can see on our website, boisestatepublicradio.org, and on the Boise State Public Radio app. Idaho's mental health courts face an uncertain future. That, according to the state's Chief Justice. As James Dawson reports, that's because state officials stopped funding a key part of the treatment process.
People with severe mental illnesses who've been convicted of certain felonies can qualify for their case to be transferred to mental health courts. They're placed on probation while getting treated and hopefully rehabilitated.
Treatment courts play a proven role in helping individuals become productive members of communities, and preserving that work matters.
That's Idaho Chief Justice Richard Bevin during his State of the Judiciary speech at the legislature Wednesday. Late last year, state officials cut funding for peer support specialists who help program participants navigate their treatment. Bevin says courts have found funding to keep those positions filled through the end of June. But he warned lawmakers mental health courts may not be as effective without those positions. Critics of the cuts, including the Idaho Sheriff's Association, say lawmakers have been overly aggressive at lowering taxes, leading to self-inflicted budget problems that will lead to less safe communities. James Dawson, Boise State Public Radio News.
In the shadow of fewer healthcare options, we have a report this morning from North Central Idaho on the growing popularity of subscription healthcare. Rachel Sun is with Northwest Public Broadcasting.
Dr. Jack Bouchard is a family physician in Moscow, Idaho. He's also one of a growing number of doctors whose patients pay a flat monthly fee.
I get paid regardless. In a fee-for-service, the only way physicians get paid is if someone walks through the door and is seen. You wouldn't get paid for phone notes. You don't get paid for reviewing labs. You don't get paid for thinking a little bit extra.
A national study published in the December issue of Health Affairs shows that the number of subscription-based health clinics increased by 83% from 2018 to 2023. That includes the model used at Bouchard's clinic, known as direct primary care. Dewey Whiting started going to Bouchard over a year ago and pays $100 a month. He says he likes that appointments feel personal.
I got on his portal and he's got a schedule that you can get on there and look, and I was like, oh my gosh, he's got appointments tomorrow. I don't have to wait a month and a half to get in for a physical.
Direct primary care clinics do not take health insurance. The study's authors say more research is needed to understand how the growth of subscription healthcare models could affect healthcare access. I'm Rachel Sun reporting.
At the Capitol, some of the first bills of the 2026 legislative session are being introduced, and that includes a measure that would prohibit bulk purchases of lottery tickets in Idaho.
Across the country, there is a movement where LLCs are being formed, corporations are being formed, and buying massive amounts of lottery tickets.
This is GOP House Representative Joe Alfieri from Coeur d'Alene. He says other states have prohibited the bulk purchases of lottery tickets.
Arizona, Indiana, Montana, Nebraska, New Hampshire, New York, North Carolina, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Texas, Virginia, and even Washington.
So what this proposal does is prevent payouts to entities that purchase $5,000 worth of tickets in a 24-hour period. And Alfieri cited a number of examples where entities cashed in here in Idaho.
On August 13th, $357,120 was won by Friendly Enterprise in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. A ticket purchased in Nampa, Idaho.
And with that, the House State Affairs Committee did agree to give the measure a full public hearing. And that's today's episode of The Connector. Say, you really ought to sign up for our Legislative Roundup newsletter. It is a weekly digest on all the goings-on over at the Capitol. It shows up in your inbox every Monday. You can sign up at boisestatepublicradio.org. Okay, I'm George Prentice. I'll see you here Friday. And from me to you, thanks for listening.
Hey, I'm Peter Pruitt from Zoo, Idaho.
And I'm Dr. Leif Tapinola with the Idaho Museum of Natural History.
Together we host The Nature of Idaho, a podcast all about how our state's amazing landscapes, wildlife, and geology shape life here in the Gem State.
Each week we dive into nature stories from across Idaho, everything from fossils to forests, and sometimes even a few fun facts you can share on your next hike.
So join us as we celebrate everything that makes wild Idaho special.
Listen to The Nature of Idaho from KISU, wherever you get your podcasts, or at KISU.org.